Therefore, just as sin entered the world through one man, and death through sin, and in this way death came to all people because all sinned. To be sure, sin was in the world before the law was given, but sin is not charged against anyone's account where there is no law. Nevertheless, death reigned from the time of Adam to the time of Moses, even over those who did not sin by breaking a command, as did Adam, who is a pattern of the one to come. Greeting, guys, it is me here with a message of the kingdom of heaven. Guys, here, when I read this part, and guys, I become so embarrassed. Guys, I become so embarrassed because you see, guys, Paul here, this one was taken, let me go up. It was taken from Romans 5. Romans 5 from verse 12 down. Now here, Paul is explaining something that if you've been listening to this show, you'll be like, well, you are so dumbish, Nini. You've been saying this thing in different ways, and Paul just said it in just 3 sentences. Guys. I'm embarrassed, guys. I'm so dumbish because you see, the way he put it, it's just in 3 sentences. Yet I've been trying to, to say it in many different ways. I don't know how many times I've tried to say the same thing, yet this is what I've been saying all along. Because this one is short. He says, therefore, just as sin entered the world through one man, and death through sin, and in this way death came to all people because all sinned. He actually saying that Jesus created Adam, and Adam died spiritually. In fact, he's going to Genesis 3. And Adam died spiritually by disobeying Jesus, died spiritually. So it was as if we were all created by Satan, because Satan became our father. You understand? When we are born physically, we are born children of Satan. You understand? This is what verse 12 means. It says, therefore, just as sin entered the world through one man, and death through sin, and in this way death came to all because all sinned, meaning one man sinned for us, and we all became spiritually dead. Imagine that in one sentence. And then verse 13 says, to be sure, sin was in the world before the law was given, but sin is not charged against anyone's account where there is no law. You see now, guys, I always tell you that my daddy is a very fair man. Guys, I love my daddy. When I think about him, because you see, he's very fair. It's like, well, they're sinning, they're sinners, but it's not their fault. So I'm not going to charge it against them. Guys, do you get that? Daddy is saying, since they did not know, yes, they are sinners, granted, yet they were sinning, granted, but they didn't know, meaning they were sinning in ignorance. So I'm not going to charge it against them. Guys, I don't know about you guys, I've got a father. Guys, when I think about this man, guys, I go crazy. I love him so much. Some days I love him more, and I tell him, you know what, Daddy, today I love you more than Jesus. And then some days I love my Lord so much because my Lord is so humbled. He's so selfless, he obeys Daddy. He's so loving. And I tell Daddy, do you know what? Today I love my Lord more than you. I'm pretty sure they sit in heaven and like, you know what? Nini is worse than Peter. She's too damaged. Guys, I don't know, those people, they are driving me crazy. Those guys, let us go down. So verse 14 says, nevertheless, death reigned from the time of Adam to the time of Moses, even over those who did not sin by breaking a command, as did Adam, who is a pattern of the one to come. Meaning that I was like, guys, you remember that the Israelites were given the laws, you understand? So the others, meaning the Gentiles, I'm a Gentile, you are a Gentile, we were not given any law. But because we all came from Adam, that made us sinners. Even though we didn't sin on our own, it's because that sin that seed of sin was passed on to all of us. Guys, what kind of a parent is Adam? A wrong patriarch and a wrong matriarch. They're giving us sin. What kind of an inheritance is that? Guys, they suck, So here, what I'm actually trying to speak about is the fact that, you see, guys, this was chosen for me. Guys, this one was chosen for me. I didn't choose it. I didn't choose Satan to be my father. I didn't. I wasn't created by him, but it was as if now I was created by him. You understand, guys? And when I think about it, guys, I become so angry, I become so mad. And, I look at what my Lord came to do, and I sit and I'm like, my King, you did something for me that I'm like, I'm forever grateful. I'm forever indebted to you. But the appreciation is overwhelming because, guys, I was born a child of Satan. I didn't want to. I don't want to. I hate that dude. Yet I have a sin. You understand? Yet, guys, I had this seed. And now going to verse 15, it says, "But the gift is not like the trespass. For if the many died by the trespass of the one man, how much more did God's grace and the gift that came by the grace of the one man, Jesus Christ, overflow to the many? No, can the gift of God be compared with the result of one man's sin? The judgment followed one sin and brought condemnation, but the gift followed many trespasses and brought justification. For if by the trespass of the one man death reigned through that one man, how much more will those who receive God's abundant provision of grace and of the gift of righteousness reign in life through the one man, Jesus Christ?" You understand? So now, guys, do you understand that Daddy is correcting this wrong thing that was done by Adam, and it wasn't my fault? You understand? And I love the fact, guys, that Daddy looked down on us and said, I'm going to fight for my kid. Guys, sometimes you ask yourself, how come Nini loves God so much? Guys, I love Daddy. Guys, when I think about the fact that when Adam sold us to Satan, his father, because you see, guys, in Adam's loins were two kind of seeds, the sheep and the wolves. Not only did he sell the wolves like him, but he also sold Daddy's children. You understand? And Daddy lost his kids. And Jesus comes now and he says, I'm willing to die for the sheep. God has given me the greatest, and no one can snatch them away from me. You understand? And now I sit and I'm like, Daddy could have said, no, Jesus, because Adam has given Satan my kids, let us go to Mars now and have kids there. Let us go to Jupiter and have kids there. No, guys, no. Do you know what he did? He said, my son, can you please go down there? Can you please go down there and give them blood? And because they will be busy sinning left, right, and center, they can't deal with me because I'm holy. I can't behold evil. So I'm going to have to punish you. Guys, pins going through my Lord's feet and hands. I think about that moment and I'm like, I know, guys, I just cannot forgive. You understand? Because I'm thinking about a father who loves his children and he did not leave them there and said, oh, Satan has adopted them, so let us go to another planet. No, he says, my son, please go down there and rescue them. You know what I mean, guys? So the appreciation, guys, is so much that I don't even know how to pray, but I just sit when I wake up in the morning, I said, thank you, Daddy. Thank you for my Lord. Thank you for what he's done. And when I'm dealing with my Lord, I'm like, thank you, my Lord, for bringing us back to Daddy. You understand? Because I see a man who is pained. I see a man who was pained from the beginning because his children were abducted from him. You understand? And he never gave them up. He never gave up on them. Instead, he sent one who never did anything wrong. Guys, tell me if I'm wrong by loving Daddy like this. Tell me, guys. So I love that man too much. Sometimes I think he bewitched me and I tell him, you know what, Daddy? You bewitch me. Did you bewitch me? I don't trust you. Guys, in America, they call it voodoo. That's a very funny word, and guys, in Nigeria, they call it juju. That one is the funniest, So in my country, guys, we don't have a word for it. I don't know the word for it, but I say, Daddy, you've bewitched me. Have you? I don't trust you, So I don't know whether they use juju on me or they use voodoo on me. I have no idea. But guys, I sit and I think about that, you understand? So for me, the love is overwhelming. You know what I mean? But here what I'm speaking about is the fact that, guys, I never chose to be born of Satan. I never chose to have the seed of Satan. It's Adam and Satan working together. Guys, sometimes I think about Eve and I think about Satan. There is a song, I don't know who sings it, but it says, "Me and Mrs. Jones got a thing going on." I love that song. It's quite funny because it speaks of someone who's cheating with someone, so it says, "Me and Mrs. Jones have a thing going on," so I'm thinking about Eve and Satan. It's like they had a thing going on. Guys, I'm thinking about Satan saying, "Me and Mrs. Jones, we have a thing going on," referring to Eve. So I see it and I'm like, I never wanted to have a seed of Satan. I think you also didn't want to. You understand? But we found ourselves like this. Guess what? From verse 15 down, Paul is explaining that Jesus came down here and he gave us solutions. You understand? So that was decided for you. Now you decide for yourself. Guys, I was speaking once in one of the podcasts about the fact that when you get married, you are rewriting your life because you're like, well, I don't like the way I was raised. I don't like the way my parents or, whoever raised me. So I'm going to rewrite my life. When you get married, you choose a person who is exactly like you, a person who does exactly what you want. You understand? Guys, it will be foolish of you to choose a person you are not pleased with. That's stupidity in the making. When I hear a person blaming their spouse, "I don't like my spouse, she's doing this, she's doing this," I'm like, you are rewriting your life. How come you rewrote it in a wrong way? It doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? So you rewrite it and you choose people that are exactly what you would have wanted in the beginning. You know what I mean? So also when you think about people who are Christians, when you marry someone who has not accepted the blood of Jesus, you are marrying Satan. It's like you don't understand what Jesus came here to do on earth. You understand? Because you are led straight to Satan again. I mean, hello, you decided to get saved, meaning you don't want to be a child of Satan. Yet you marry someone who refuses Jesus. That's stupidity in the making because you are now going straight to Satan again by your actions. Guys, human beings, you know what I mean? So what I'm trying to say now is that it was Satan who chose that for us. It was Adam who chose that for us. But now you sit and you're like, my Lord came and gave me back to my father. I want to go back my father. I want to go back to my father. He wanted me back. I want to go back to him. You understand? So you do whatever, guys, it takes to make sure that you show them that, you know what, I am happy where I am. Guys, it's so difficult to obey Daddy. His commands are next to impossible to obey. But when I sit, guys, and think about what my Lord did, going through the cross just to give me the blood, because he was sitting and in his mind was thinking, you know what, in such and such a year, someone will be born and will want back their father. Someone like Nini, who will love their father so much that they will be so crazy, will want to go back to their father. If I don't give them blood, there's no way they're going to get back to their father. So for someone like Nini, I need to go to the cross. I don't know, guys, if you understand. And Jesus, guys, was sitting and was like, you know what? Daddy wants back his children. Daddy wants back his sheep. You understand? He knows that his sheep love him too. So he wants them back. So without me going to the cross, these two cannot get back to each other. Daddy can't get back to his children can't get back to him. So I need to go to the cross. And guys, he played his part. Guys, my king. My Lord. That man, guys, is going to kill me with love, So I think about those things and I'm saying, guys, know what? That was chosen for you. You were born spiritually dead. You were a child of Satan. That was chosen for you. Now take the blood if you didn't like it. Guys, if you didn't like it, if you are like me and you say, I didn't like it, there's the blood. Take the blood and obey, even if it's difficult. Why? You sit and you're like, I'm not going back. Guys, you know what? Guys, when I find a person who continues in sin after knowing the truth, I get rid of them. I get away. I don't care who you are. Even if you're a family member, I love you so much. I don't care. Why? I'm not going back to Satan. I didn't choose that. I hated that. I'm happy my Lord wanted me back. I'm happy Daddy sent my Lord. Guys, I'm going back to my father, and guys, I'm going to stick with my father. Why? That was chosen for me, but now I'm choosing what I want, and I want my daddy, guys. I don't know about you. I want my daddy. I love that man. You understand? And I want to live forever because, guys, see, with Jesus, he promises us the forever, and I want to live forever. I don't care that people don't believe in the forever. I have proof of its existence, so I don't care what people believe. You know what I mean? As long as I go back to my father, I hate Satan. I don't want his seed. I don't want to sin and continue in sin because what? I'm happy about what Jesus had done for me. Until next.